So yeah,
recording.
Huh?
Stop recording.
What do you mean stop recording?
Stop recording if you're recording.
Isn't this a public area
No,
though?
it's not. It's the court building. You can record anything outside, not in here.
I'm waiting for the city clerk.
Well, if
They said that they were
get
coming
here
down.
because you won't go to the waiting area.
Because I won't go to the waiting area. How you doing today, sir? Good.
I mean, if you don't care, I get you want to record and stuff, but please don't record other people. I mean, just be respectful that they're around too, because they are here too.
There is no
You know,
expectation of privacy in public. You do
but-
know that.
I know that. I'm just saying, but it is kind of.
He said I can go back in there. He said he finna leave.
We can't stop at this point. I mean, that's right.
Damn, look at this dude.
Alright guys, today's documentary exposes something absolutely unbelievable. A single camera walks into a public government building, and within seconds, panic spreads through security guards, public employees, and even law enforcement. What should have been a simple visit quickly turns into a tense constitutional showdown. Orders start flying, threats of trespassing begin, and officials suddenly act like public property belongs to them personally. But here's the real question nobody wants to answer. Why does a lawful camera create this much fear? Across America, First Amendment auditors continue testing whether public servants actually understand the Constitution they claim to uphold. And time after time, the reactions expose the same dangerous problem: emotion overpowering law. This isn't just about filming. This is about transparency, accountability, and whether citizens truly have the freedom they're promised. Because once authority forgets constitutional limits, even a camera becomes treated like a weapon.
For the city clerk.
Well, if
They said that they
get
were
here
coming down.
because you won't go to the waiting area.
Because I won't go to the waiting area. How you doing today, sir?
Confrontation exploded almost immediately after the journalist entered the government center carrying a camera in a publicly accessible lobby. Security personnel approached aggressively, demanding he stop recording and move into a designated waiting area. But the auditor calmly reminded them that there is no expectation of privacy in public spaces. Instead of respecting that lawful statement, the tension escalated fast. One guard refused to identify himself while simultaneously issuing commands and threatening removal from the building. Another employee attempted to redirect the journalist away from public access areas simply because the camera made staff uncomfortable. Alright guys, this is where things always become dangerous, when personal feelings start replacing actual law. The auditor repeatedly explained he was conducting official business involving a public records request, yet security continued acting as though constitutional rights required their permission. The more calmly the journalist spoke, the more frustrated the officials appeared becoming.
How you doing today, sir?
Good, how are you?
All right. I want to know why you were videotaping.
I'm sorry?
Why you were filming everything around here?
Oh, yeah, I was.
Yeah. Is there a reason?
Oh, yeah, sure, there is. I'm an independent journalist. I'm gathering content for a story. Just getting some picture and video of the building.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you are?
Officer.
Officer Cherry? Security? Okay.
Just want to know.
I also have to see the city clerk as well. Do you know how I'd go about doing that? I tried to take the elevator, but it says...
Credentials.
Yeah, so how do I see the city clerk to do a FOIA request?
Make an appointment in order to do that. Have you set up an appointment to see the city clerk?
How do you set up an appointment? It's usually public records. You should be able to go into a public building and request public records. So even if I couldn't go down there, somebody should come down here and help me because it's public records.
Is there someone in particular you're trying to reach? Do you have their number?
No, that's what I'm saying. I just need public records for the city, and this is the building that I would come to, so...
Okay, well, what you need to do is talk to these gentlemen right here.
Okay.
And they'll be glad to help you.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I need to do a Freedom of Information Act request.
Filled out the public information request form online?
No.
To the website charlottec.gov/public records, and you can see any type of
Yeah, no, I want to do it in person so I can get a copy back that they received it. I want to do it in person because I'm already here, number one. And number two, I'm an independent journalist. I like to get the, like a stamped copy. I don't know if you can call down to the city clerk's office.
Something we can help you with today.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great. Good to hear. Who are you?
Who I am is not important. Is there something that we can help you with today? Are you here on business?
How can you help me if I don't know who you are?
Are you here on business?
I don't know who you are, sir. So
Okay, so are you here conducting business?
I don't know who you are, so I don't know why I need to
Okay,
tell you
well,
my business.
Just go over here towards the exit for us then.
I'm gonna go back to conducting my business because you're not telling me who you are. You could be some stranger.
You may exit.
Here, sir, you take this phone number, then you can call the city clerk's office yourself, and then you can request it from there.
Hey,
Okay.
relax. I'm conducting business here. You have to relax, de-escalate a little bit. Who are you?
Totally relaxed.
So who are you? That's all I'm
And
asking
who I am
you.
is none of your business.
How is it none of my business? Do you not work for the public?
No, I do not.
Well, you're contracted to work for the public.
No, I am not.
You're in a public building.
Okay.
Enforcing rules.
Has he completed his business with you guys? Okay,
No,
we're
I
finished
haven't.
here.
You don't tell me when my business is done, sir.
I will say one more time, go with us towards the exit.
Sir,
and
I'm
we'll bring in
conduct-
the folks that can do it.
I'm conducting business, sir. I'm conducting business. Sir.
You need from the city or
Yeah,
today.
I need to know exactly who I speak to as far as getting public records. Like
The situation intensified. The auditor stood his ground and demanded something incredibly basic: accountability. He asked security officers to identify themselves and explain under what authority they were threatening trespass in a public building. Shockingly, one guard openly admitted he did not serve the public, despite working security inside a taxpayer-funded facility. That statement alone exposed the entire mindset behind the confrontation. The journalist wasn't yelling, threatening anyone, or disrupting operations. He was simply documenting public spaces while attempting to file a lawful Freedom of Information request. Yet officials treated him like a criminal suspect instead of a citizen exercising protected rights. Alright, this is exactly what happens when power goes unchecked for too long. Cameras force accountability, and accountability makes insecure authority uncomfortable. The guard's aggressive posture only fueled the tension further, creating a scene far bigger than the camera itself ever could have caused naturally.
I said, I'm a journalist. I'm working on a story.
You can go to the
So-
website and do your request.
Yeah,
You can contact
the thing
this
is that
number.
I like.
You
I'm
can
listening.
contact this phone number here for the city clerk's office, and once you speak to them, you can request a time frame that you can come and get the records from them in person.
Okay. So as far as there's no way. There's no way of getting them.
You can call them.
Okay. Well, this man's threatening me, so I don't want to. Should I
not
call them?
threatening you,
He's threatening
asking
me.
you to leave.
Yeah, but I'm trying to conduct business, so I'm trying to call them right now.
Right. So we've provided you the phone number.
So, but if I called them right now, he's telling me I have to leave.
If they tell you that you can come up and they send someone down,
Yeah,
I'm sure
exactly.
the gentleman wouldn't mind.
Okay, so I'm
allowing you to
gonna
stay in the building.
exactly. That's all.
You're not
He's
communicating that with him.
he's. I don't know who he is. First of all,
He
I
doesn't
don't.
know who you are either.
But I'm not coming up to him asking questions. I just want to
That's
conduct
his
my
job
business
to find out
peacefully.
who's inside
I'm a
the
journalist. This is what I do.
That
You
is
have
his
some
job.
legal credentials?
Sir, I just want to conduct my business so I can get out of here. I want to call the city clerk, like this gentleman told
Did they
me.
give you the phone number?
Yeah, I'm calling right now.
There you go.
I'm calling. There's no reason for you to act that way, though, sir.
If you want me to come down there, I can take your request in person. But
I mean, I would
it's gonna be no different.
I would appreciate it, and if you could just bring down a form for me.
Well, there's no form. I would be just taking notes, and then I would submit it into the.
I mean, that would be great. I would appreciate it.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you. So,
And I'll send them over there when it comes down.
sure, no problem. I'm just gonna take a look at all these signs. So there seems to be a lot of activity over here. I don't know why. Can I get your name, sir? Right there. S. Martinez, security officer.
Okay, is somebody coming to get you?
Correct.
All right, well, how about going over into our waiting area until they arrive?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that, bullying members of the public and, journalists exercising their freedom of press right, trying to kick somebody out of a public building, sir, and not identifying yourself is not only unprofessional, but I would
I'm
say,
really interested in what you have to say.
Okay.
Please remove yourself over there to the waiting area.
I'll wait.
Okay?
I'm waiting right here. I'm
No,
waiting.
this is not a waiting area. Right
Sir,
now. That's
do
the
you,
waiting area.
how do you tell me where I cannot go in a public building?
That is the waiting area.
I understand that, sir.
This
I'm
building
talking to you.
is-
This is America. I have freedom of speech, and I'm talking to you. And I'm not cursing at you or yelling at you. I'm trying to talk to you reasonably, sir.
No, sir, you're not talking reasonably.
I am talking to you
Reasonable
reasonably.
people understand what is said to them.
Reasonable people will
And
identify themselves
go.
to the member of the public that you serve, that you're here to serve.
I don't serve the public,
Okay.
okay?
Great.
Now,
You don't
once
serve the
again,
public.
This area right here is not the waiting.
Okay, sir. I don't, you're just trying to be difficult, sir. That's all. You're just trying to exert authority over me that you don't have. You don't serve the public, but you tell the public what to do. Under what authority? I don't even know who you are. You haven't showed me any credentials.
You haven't either.
I don't need to, sir. I'm not.
Reality started catching up with the situation. After repeated arguments, city officials and the clerk's office finally became involved directly. Unlike the aggressive security guards, these officials approached the matter professionally and acknowledged the journalist's right to request public records. The contrast was impossible to ignore. Within minutes, the same business security claimed was impossible suddenly became completely manageable. The city clerk calmly explained the process, confirmed the request could be submitted, and even provided tracking information for transparency purposes. Just like that, the manufactured conflict completely collapsed. Alright guys, this moment exposed something massive. The issue was never the camera. The issue was ego, misinformation, and officials trying to exert authority they didn't legally possess. Once knowledgeable personnel entered the conversation, the threats disappeared instantly. That's what makes these encounters so revealing. Cameras don't create problems, they expose the people already creating them behind the scenes every single day.
Some gentlemen in some blue and white cars will be here.
Great.
And at that time, you will go with them.
I'm waiting for the city clerk.
Well, if
They said that they
get
were
here
coming down.
because you won't go to the waiting area.
Because I won't go to the waiting area. How you doing today, sir? Good. Sorry, I just like to do this on a face-to-face for just to see how easy it is for somebody who didn't have, access to the internet or whatever the case may be, that they wanted to come here and petition their government for records.
Well, they could either fill out the form online, or if they didn't have the internet, they could always call, and we could fill it out for them.
Okay, great. Yeah, the real reason I wanted you to come down here, sir, is because this gentleman over here was trying to tell me if I didn't leave immediately, I'd be arrested. So I wanted to make sure that I had some business here, so that didn't happen. But my request is simple. I just want the first and last name,
Okay.
and title and salary for all city employees.
First and last name and title of all City of Charlotte employees. Is that accurate?
Correct. And I also want to know any security company that the city of Charlotte contracts with. Specifically for this building.
With specifically Charlotte.
Perfect.
Is that anything else? Or?
That's it, sir.
Okay.
That's it. And
so
you could go ahead.
The form. Okay, so we don't have to ask your name. We ask for your name and all that stuff. You don't have to give us your name. All you have to do is give us what you want, and then some way to contact you, some way to give you the materials.
I can give you my email. It's a Long Island Audit at gmail.com.
Is that right?
That's correct.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to put submit, and then that's going to go to my email box, and then when I get upstairs, I'm going to give you a forward what I got to you, and then give you a number. So we have public records request numbers, so we have a portal online, you can see the requests people make. So that number will correspond to your request, and then that way you have confirmation of it, and then when we have gathered the materials, we'll send them to your email address.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
no problem.
And your name was?
Cheyenne Flowtree.
Cheyenne Flowtree. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Sir, can you give me the name? Can you give me the number to the city manager's office? City manager's office. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. 704 336 2241.
Story didn't end there. Another government office in West Virginia soon became the next stage for an almost identical confrontation. The moment the auditor began recording publicly accessible areas, employees and security guards immediately reacted with suspicion and hostility. Claims about privacy violations started flying everywhere, despite no evidence that confidential information had actually been recorded. One employee even warned the auditor he could face arrest simply for filming inside the public office. Think about how insane that sounds, guys. A citizen peacefully holding a camera suddenly becomes treated like a threat to national security. Instead of protecting private information properly themselves, staff attempted blaming the person documenting the environment. The auditor repeatedly explained that public employees working in public buildings have no expectation of privacy while performing official duties. But once again, emotion and authority began overpowering understanding of constitutional protections and clearly established First Amendment rights nationwide.
Good afternoon, City of Charlotte Administration. How may I help you?
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well. I could be better. I'm trying to figure out, does the city manager's office have a policy against journalists taking pictures and videos in the publicly accessible lobby areas? Because I only say that, ma'am, because I have an unidentified individual here. I believe he's with security. I'm not sure. He hasn't identified himself to me, but he did tell me that because I'm taking photos and video, I told him I'm a journalist taking pictures and video. He said that if I do not leave the building, I would be arrested for criminal trespass.
Okay. Can you
So,
hold for just 1 second?
yeah, I just wanted to get the authority from the city administrator. Sir, could I just get the name of your security company? Charlotte. What is that? That's a long word. Charlotte.
Mecklenburg Government Center.
Mecklenburg. Okay. CMGC Security. Thank you. Hello. I hope you were well educated today on the right of public photography and the freedom of press in this country. And this is a public building. You can't just bully people. You should identify yourself to a member of the public when asked. And I hope when the hundreds of thousands of people see this video that you want me to show you? Think I'm joking? I hope that you, friends and family, will be very proud of you and your actions here today. Hopefully you learned your lesson today. You can't just bully people, not identify yourself, and threaten people with arrest. Your security, your job is to observe and report. That's it, nothing more. Take care.
Never forget, the Constitution doesn't defend itself. It's up to us to do it. When a single camera can bring both security guards and 4 police officers into action, you see the true power of the First Amendment.
I mean, if you don't care, I get you want to record and stuff, but please don't record other people. I mean, just be respectful that they're around too, because they are here too.
There is no expectation of privacy in public. You do know that.
I know that.
As frustration grew, the confrontation became even more aggressive. Officials accused the auditor of causing disturbances despite the footage showing employees surrounding him repeatedly. Security guards threatened jail, trespass charges, and police intervention while failing to explain exactly what law had supposedly been broken. Alright guys, this is where intimidation becomes the real objective. When authorities can't legally justify removing someone, they often attempt overwhelming them emotionally instead. Employees insisted the camera might capture confidential information, yet admitted they never actually saw any private data being recorded. That contradiction completely destroyed their argument. The auditor calmly reminded them that safeguarding sensitive information is the responsibility of employees and management, not the responsibility of citizens standing in public areas. But by that point, the building had already.
You did what?
Is there a reason?
I'm sorry, you start over again?
I'm getting complaints about you videotaping around the premises.
Okay.
Do you have a reason for it?
I always have a reason for it.
Which is? If this is state property, just like federal property.
Okay, and that means what?
That means I need you to stop.
It's not